Manchester United are really struggling this season. Results haven't improved, injuries are mounting up, and the squad isn't suited to Ruben Amorim's style of play. But what if this complete disaster of a season could be used as a testing ground for some of the brightest talents in England? Hello, welcome back. I'm Statman Dave, and today I'm talking about the future of Manchester United. If you're new around here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video. But anyway, let's get this party started. Whilst the senior team has been struggling along, Manchester United have found success in the youth teams, winning the FA Youth Cup in the 2023 season, winning the Under-18s Premier League last season in 2024, and this season, at the time of recording, they are top of that Premier League competition. Throughout the success, star players from those teams, Alejandro Garnacho and Kobbie Mainoo, have made the step up to become important first-team players. And guess what? Manchester United's youth teams have kept on winning. Now, I'm not suggesting that Manchester United have 11 players ready to turn them into Champions League winners, but there are definitely a number of players that could make an instant impact in the first team. And the first player that we're going to talk about today is Jaden Kamason. Jaden Kamason is a dribbling wing-back. At youth level for Manchester United, Kamason operates as a right-back and defends in a back four, but in possession he becomes a nominal winger, taking up high and wide positions on the right flank. A very quick footballer, this not only helps him defensively, but it also makes him a dangerous weapon in possession, either with threatening off-the-ball runs in behind defences or by dribbling with the ball himself. However, Kamason isn't totally reliant on pace. Technically very strong, he's got good close control and a wide passing range, which can often see him clip accurate long passes into the channels for the Manchester United forwards. Kamason is very tactically astute and a positive player in possession, but this is most apparent in the final third. In advanced areas, he's a serious threat, with the ability to accurately cross from deep, beat a man in the dribble and cross low, or simply crack off powerful shots at goal. What could Kamason bring to Manchester United's first team? Well, first and foremost, it'd be the pace and the width on the right wing. Manchester United need to get their wing-backs into play to create good opportunities, and Kamason not only has the speed, but the athletic ability to almost play from box to box in those wide areas. But moving to the key part, his creativity is something they could add to Manchester United. Not only the passes in behind the opposition's defence for the forwards to run onto from those deep areas, be it the striker or the number 10s to get in behind the defence, but as well he's very good in terms of creating himself crossing opportunities, and then the delivery is also excellent. Low balls, whip crosses to the back post, or hanging balls up for on-rushing defenders, which means more chances for Manchester United's attackers. So let's take a look at some examples from the youth team. So we're going to take a look at two of Kamason's assists in the FA Youth Cup. The first one is more of a natural assist that you'd expect from a wing-back, starting in a deep back four position. But Kamason's athletic profile allows him to get goal side of the Chelsea winger and becoming that wide outlet for Manchester United. Instantly from this position, Chelsea have got a real problem, but Kamason makes that even greater by cutting back across the winger and getting his body into a really good position. But now into the final third, this is what separates young players. Do they make right decisions? Do they allow themselves to execute the correct technique? In this situation, Kamason does both. Not only reading the play here by slowing himself down, he sees Chido attacking the near post and Scanlon attacking the middle of the goal. But here's the crucial bit. We talk about technique. A big part of technique is what we're going to see today is players slowing themselves down in the key areas. Just watch Kamason's footwork here. It's absolutely fantastic. He slows himself down at the key moment and then clips a simple ball to Scanlon to head home. Fantastic attacking right wing back play. Kamason has registered 5 assists in 14 games for Manchester United's under-18s this season. What I like about him as a player, he's got variety in these assists. We've seen the classic wing play, what you'd expect from an attacking wing-back. Now let's look at some long-range passing, because it's becoming a bit of a trait of Kamason, receiving the ball deep and looking to hit the channels for one of the strikers to run in behind. What I like about Kamason is he's a good player that's very aware. He knows from this position that he's got pressure on his back. He tries to slip that with a little bit of a feint, a little bit of a step over, but the Chelsea player does well. From this moment, I like how relaxed he is, not only stopping the ball, but looking up and making visual contact with Chido. This communication is absolutely crucial for this goal. As he sets himself back, Chido perfectly gets his body into a perfect position to make the run in behind the defence, and Kamason provides that long pass to find Chido behind the Chelsea backline to provide the finish. I like that variation. It's something that's in Kamason's game, these long passes from deep to look directly behind the defence. With 6 goal involvements in 10 appearances in 2025, Jaden Kamason has become one of the standout players at youth level for Manchester United. Next up is a player that we've already seen this season, but a player that deserves far more opportunities, and that is Chido Obi. Chido Obi is a true number 9 poacher. When his team has possession, Obi stays high and threatens the backline with runs in behind. Generally, this creates space in between the lines for teammates to occupy. Not a striker that will constantly drop off the line and link play, Chido prefers to back into the centre-backs, receive passes and release runners. Generally, Chido demands the ball off his teammates and tries to get shots off himself. Whilst this can lead to poor decisions, this singular focus on scoring goals has really refined his attacking movement and timing of runs, making Chido a significant threat on the last line. Combine this with a very high level of finishing from either foot and you get a goal scorer of devastating potential. So what could we see from Chido in the first team? We've already seen glimpses of him getting into good positions in his cameos so far. In fact, Chido had 3 big chances in 52 minutes against Fulham in the FA Cup. That's the same amount that Rasmus Højlund has managed in over 1,000 minutes in the Premier League this season. Chido stretches the opposition with runs in behind the defence. Not only will this create more space for the 2 number 10s that Manchester United use, but it would very much be an outball for Manchester United to play in behind the defence straight away from those deeper areas. Moving on from in terms of the players that he's playing with, Chido would really complement someone like Joshua Zirkzee, a technical player that loves to link the play, whilst Chido can sit on that last line and be that point of contact to put the ball in the back of the net. The relationship between those 2 players, a technical link man and a last line forward, would work really well. But also when the ball is worked wide into the final third, Chido loves attacking the space on the far post between the opposition's far side centre-back and full-back. This is good because it's a constant target for teammates, knowing that Chido is going to be in that position. Very Erling Haaland-esque at Manchester City. He loves those same areas, and both are very good poaching goal scorers. So let's take a look at some examples of Chido's goal scoring in the youth teams. So we're going to look at 2 examples. The first, a goal against Coventry in the FA Youth Cup. From this, what you're going to get is that Chido is a last line player. He is a goal scorer. We're going to pick up the play just before the long ball from centre-back. Look where Chido is, in between the centre-backs, looking to make a move behind the defence. He's not interested in dropping off and receiving to feet, but what he is doing is opening up space for Biancheri, who's moved from the left wing inside, to receive in between the lines. And this allows Manchester United to get behind the Coventry defence. The touch from Biancheri is very, very good, and once again we see Chido in behind the defence. What I like about him, once again with the communication, he constantly points where he wants the ball. This is a trend in the goals I've seen him score for Arsenal and for Manchester United's youth teams. It's demanding the ball, it's pointing it in behind the defence, and it allows him to make these types of breaks, getting in front of goal. And once again, I want you to notice the slow footwork. Similar to Kamason, Chido here slows himself down, side foots the ball in the back of the net. Top quality goal scoring from a player with big, big potential. And moving to this example against Preston North End, this once again showcases Chido's ruthlessness as a goal scorer. But as well, he does put pressure on the football. As something we've got to highlight defensively. He does work hard in that centre-forward position. Manchester United turn the ball over in central midfield. Chido this time has dropped a little bit off the line, but his ideas are exactly the same. Can I put the ball in the back of the net? What you usually expect a player here is to try and create for his teammates, but Chido as a poacher has that sole idea of putting the ball in the back of the net. We heard of his ruthless goal scoring exploits at Arsenal, scoring 32 goals in 18 under-18 games last season. But that goal is quite frankly ridiculous. Chido wants to put the ball in the back of the net. He wants to get shots away. And for me, that is a great thing for Manchester United. Chido has scored 7 goals in just 3 games in the FA Youth Cup this season, but we've got to remember that he's just 17 years old, and not every single player emerging in European football is Wayne Rooney, Kylian Mbappe, or Lamine Yamal. You've got to give this guy time, but he's got the raw materials to be a top quality poacher for Ruben Amorim's United. In terms of development this season, I wouldn't start him in games, but have him as being an impact off the bench, getting 20 minutes here, 30 minutes there, to really improve his ability to cope with Premier League defenders. And finally, I think Jack Fletcher could add some much needed creativity and goals into Manchester United's forward line. Jack Fletcher is a modern-day roaming playmaker. Technically very gifted with excellent close control, dribbling, vision and passing, Jack Fletcher is also a capable goal scorer. In possession, Fletcher is very good at finding pockets of space. When he does receive, his first touch is good, often opening up the pitch and either quickly passing to a teammate or carrying the ball. A very balanced player, Fletcher carries the ball at speed, notably in counter-attacking situations. An intelligent player in advanced areas, Fletcher supports the play well, either taking up support positions where he can orchestrate for deep or making well-timed off-the-ball runs into the penalty area. Surprisingly, for a left-footed player, Fletcher prefers the left-hand side of the pitch, frequently dropping into left half or the left-back position to get on the ball. So what can Jack Fletcher bring to Manchester United's first team? Be creativity late in games. He's a player that's very good at drifting around and finding pockets of space. Then from those positions, it's playing shape-breaking passes. That's either passes to, let's say, get a fullback or wing-back in behind the defence, or go direct to create a chance for a centre-forward. Fletcher has that vision. But not only that, he's good at shooting off both feet, his stronger left foot and his weaker right foot. That means more shots for Manchester United, which they have severely been lacking. More shots simply means more goals. So let's take a look at a few examples of what we're talking about in the recent FA Youth Cup game against Arsenal. We pick up the play with United attacking down the left. We've got Fletcher highlighted in an attacking midfield position. Adam Lawrence's side is a good footballing team. They create diamonds and triangles around the ball to retain possession. As the ball is shipped inside though, Fletcher has waited for the ball to come to him. He's then going to explode back out as Biancheri takes a defender away, creating a 1v1 for himself against a defensive midfielder. He shifts his body weight on the outside before feinting twice, and then shifting it to his right foot and cracking a shot past the goalkeeper. Brilliant attacking midfield play. At Manchester United, Jack Fletcher is overperforming his expected goals, highlighting his finishing quality and ability to strike from range. So now let's talk about Jack Fletcher's playmaking. Manchester United in their 2-3-2-3 attacking structure. Kamason once again providing width on the right-hand side. But now I want you to notice where Jack Fletcher is. He is the attacking midfielder, but he's dropped back into a left-back position. Harry Mass has rotated inside. This allows Fletcher to receive the ball in a massive amount of space. Spot the pass to Biancheri, running into the channel and then poking it through with a brilliant defence-splitting pass. This gets United into a great goal-scoring position. Biancheri can cut the ball back to Harry Mass, who could take a shot directly at goal. That is a brilliant pass that completely breaks Arsenal's shape, showcasing the roaming playmaking of Jack Fletcher. Per 90, Jack Fletcher takes more shots, completes more dribbles and registers a higher expected assists than any of Manchester United's current midfielders. Granted, this is at youth level, but it still suggests Jack Fletcher is a very talented individual. In conclusion, I'm not saying these players should get 90 minutes week in, week out, and they should prioritise their appearances in the FA Youth Cup. But that being said, the likes of Jack Fletcher and Kamason should get appearances similar to Chido Obi. Appearances off the bench against teams that have been stretched or are defending deep to try and unlock the door. Manchester United can have solutions to transfer problems for the summer. United need a right wing back, they need another number 10, and they definitely need to look in the centre forward market. Maybe they've got 3 players already at the football club that could facilitate these roles. And there are a few other players to mention before we finish this video. United need to test out these youth players before the end of the season. The Premier League is already written off. So starting off at centre-back, instead of playing Victor Lindelof, whose contract expires at the end of the season, Manchester United should be starting Aiden Heaven, a player that's very comfortable in possession, that's played in central midfield in his career in the past, but also when you're looking long-term at Manchester United's back 3, you're probably looking at De Ligt as the centre-back, Lenny Yoro is the right centre-back, so a left-footed left centre-back is something Manchester United need to deal with in the transfer market, so Aiden Heaven could be that solution long-term. Or 17-year-old Goodwill Kukonki, a player that is physically massive, good in possession and could be the answer long-term as that left-sided centre-back, but at the moment a backup to Aiden Heaven. Moving forward to wing-back, Patrick Dorgu is the only left-footed left-back at the football club, and Manchester United have Harry Amass, a technically gifted player that can play on the inside and the outside that just simply needs to be in and around the first team. In terms of attacking midfielders and forwards, United need some more youthful confidence in the ranks, especially if Bruno Fernandes is going to play in a deeper midfield position. Gabri Biancheri is a hard-working attacking player who could play on the left wing, but also as a centre-forward. He's been directly involved in a goal every 80 minutes this season. And moving to a hard-working attacking midfielder that reminds me a lot of Conor Gallagher at youth level, and that is James Scanlon, a player that scores goals and gets assists. In fact, he's been directly involved in 20 goals in 24 games in the under-18s Premier League this season, and looks like a player that will play Premier League football in his future. But anyway, guys, what do you think? Most players in the under-18s have enough talent to be Premier League players. Are there any players that you think I've missed out on? Get into the comments below. But anyway, this season is pretty much a write-off. May as well have some fun throwing some youth players in. I've been Statman Dave. Subscribe if you're new, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, why not check out some more content on the Statman Dave YouTube channel.